Natasha Howard's Ironclad defense, redefining elite standards in the WNBA. What drives Natasha Howard to leave everything on the floor? Because crashing the boards, diving on loose balls, and clogging up passing lanes are tasks she'd gladly pick each time. Or as she puts it, it's being the snake of the defense. Just communicating, being that extra push for our team. We need a stop? I'm going to get that stop for our team. 400 steals isn't a small number, and when combined with the rest of her stats, over 2,000 rebounds and over 300 blocks, it reflects the passion and desire to win that she brings every single day. The fact is, the Indiana Fever star knows exactly how she can impact the game to win. While her offensive capabilities are nothing to scoff at, logging over 4,000 points throughout her career, defense is where she shines. Not to mention, Howard's lofty ambitions of winning MVP, as well as her impressive performance during the Commissioner's Cup final, showcased what she still had in store. She has single-handedly won games for the Indiana Fever. Don't believe us? Let us show you exactly how. The Wings of Steel effect. Let's get real for a second. Natasha Howard is one of the best on-ball defenders in the league. Does that sound like an outrageous statement? Well, considering her impact on the court, it really shouldn't. Defense is primarily a game of mindset and hustle, and luckily for the Indiana Fever, Howard is fluent in both. Even in year 11, the 6'2" forward wants to win games for her team and inspire her younger teammates towards victory. She said as much after Indiana's second victory over Dallas. When my teammates see me hustling on the defensive end, that gets them going as well, Natasha Howard said. When they see me going, they follow my lead, and that's one thing I like about the way I play. Even Stephanie White had nothing but praise for the WNBA vet after that game. The Fever HC said that Howard's defensive consistency and hustle has opened things up and taken a little of the pressure off. And we haven't even gotten to the physical tools she possesses that will enable her to succeed. Howard can guard positions 1 to 5, which is no joke, and a large part of it is because of her wings of steel. Standing at just 6 feet 2 inches tall, the Indiana Fever vet is pretty average-sized for a forward in the WNBA, but what exactly sets her apart? Her wingspan. A 6'6" wingspan means that Natasha Howard can keep up with the best and most physical of them all, while her shorter frame lets her stay low for all the steals and deflections. Howard has maintained her active hands and low defensive posture throughout an 11-year WNBA career. She averaged over 1.3 steals per game between 2019 to 2024, with the number going as high as 2.0 SPG during Seattle's 2020 championship run. Her career 1.1 steals per game ranks top 15 all-time for players that are 6 feet 2 inches and over, and lands her in cohorts of legends like Candace Parker. Way back in 2019, during Howard's reign as the DPY, she proved just how good of a shot blocker she truly is. She averaged 1.7 blocks a game, even while providing significant contributions to Seattle's offense. Yet again, that's her wingspan coming into play, and it shows what kind of motor the Fever star has. Not to mention, her 2.9 personal fouls per game means that she doesn't play dirty. It's almost like the 6'2" forward is stubborn, not wanting a single shot to hit her team's hoop, and not wanting to give them the satisfaction of some free throws. Natasha Howard's defensive stubbornness and defensive hustle have led to even the biggest names falling short in front of her. How Natasha Howard mutes the WNBA's loudest offenses. At the end of the day, a good defender will make any scorer uncomfortable. It's not always about blocks, steals, or turnovers. Sometimes it's just about the pressure that they apply. Needless to say, Natasha Howard has a resume that can measure up against anyone in the entire WNBA. We've seen enough of her stats in isolation. What happens when we look at the league's best players and their numbers against the Indiana Fever wing? One of Natasha Howard's better performances, not going too far back into her career, was her Commissioner's Cup Finals MVP against the Minnesota Lynx. Although her 16-point double-double was quite impressive, it was the defensive side of things that caught eyes. Namely, how she locked up Napheesa Collier, an MVP candidate, and restricted her to just 33% from the field. Howard forced 5 turnovers out of Collier, and that won them the game right there. But if we want to look back and notice all the trends, we can start with the case study of Eric Ogunbowale versus Natasha Howard. The Dallas Wings guard goes by her ability to hit long-range shots. Averaging over 20 points per game on about 40% shooting means that Ogunbowale knows her way around. However, against Howard, she can't muster up the